Hello. So this is 10 proven methods for fixing cognitive distortions. Cognitive distortions have a way of playing havoc with our lives if we let them. A cognitive distortion takes place in our minds when we experience an upsetting event in our lives, a disagreement at work, an argument with a partner, a poor result in school, and we think about it in a way that reinforces negativity and feeling bad. While some may believe that feeling bad is a necessary component to learning from our mistakes, many get stuck in a repetitive, reinforcing pattern of feeling bad about themselves. This can lead to lower self esteem and a self fulfilling prophecy in future interactions. Cognitive distortions, also known as stinking thinking, can be undone, but it takes effort and lots of practice every day. If you want to stop the irritation thinking, you can start by trying out the exercises below. So, how to fix common cognitive distortions. You can use any one or a combination of methods described below to combat irrational automatic thoughts and cognitive distortions. Try a few of them out and look for the one that seems to work best for you, because different people respond to different ways of fixing their irrational thoughts. So go back. Identify the cognitive distortion. The most important step of fixing any problem in your life is identifying exactly what the problem is and how extensive it is in your life. An auto mechanic starts with a diagnostic assessment of your car when it has a problem. In this manner, you need to identify and track the cognitive distortions in your daily thinking first, before you start working to change them. You do this by creating a list of troublesome thoughts throughout the day. As you're having them, this will allow you to examine them later for matches with a list of cognitive distortions. 2. Examine the evidence. Much like a judge overseeing a trial, the next step to remove yourself from an emotionality of an upsetting event or episode or rational thinking in order to examine the evidence more objectively. 3. Double standard method. An alternate to self-talk that is harsh and demeaning is to talk to ourselves in the same compassion and caring way that we would talk to a friend or in a similar situation. We are frequently much harder on ourselves than the people we care about in our lives. Whether it be a friend, a family member, we would never think of speaking to a close friend in a way we speak to ourselves in our own mind. So, then there's thinking in shades of gray. Learning to undo black and white or polarized thinking can be challenging because our minds take cognitive shortcuts to simplify process of stimuli in order to hurry our ability to make a decision or choose a response. Black and white thinking can sometimes serve a good purpose, but it often leads a person down a path of irrational belief too. For example, someone might think you can't do anything right, you just blew your diet by having the second bite of ice cream. What is the likelihood that this person's entire diet routine that they've been following rigorously for months is now worthless by a single additional bite of ice cream? On a scale from 0 to 100, it might be about a 1%. 5. Experimental method. Can you test whether your irrational thoughts have any basis in fact outside of a trial? 6. There's a survey method. Similar to the experimental method, the survey method is focused on asking others in a similar situation about their experiences to determine how irrational our thoughts might be. Then there's this somatic method. When a person engages in a series of should statements, they are applying a set of unwritten rules to their behavior that may make little sense to others. Should statements imply a judgment about your or another person's behavior. Definitions. For people who are more intellectually and like to argue about minute, this The method of arguing with your cognitive distortions might come in handy. What does it mean to define ourselves as inferior, illegal, or a fool, or abnormal? 9. Reattribution. In personalization and blaming cognitive distortions, a person will point the finger to themselves and all of the negative things they experience, no matter what the actual cause. In reattribution, a person identifies external factors and other individuals that contribute to the problem or event, regardless of the degree or responsibility a person assumes. For example, if a project at work failed to get done on time, and you were one of the members of the 5-member team, you're 1/5 of the blame for the project. And finally, 10. This method for answering an irrational belief is on motivation rather than facts to help a person undo the cognitive distortion. In this technique, it is helpful to list the advantages and disadvantages of feelings, thoughts, and behaviors. A cost-benefit analysis will help you figure out what a person is gaining from the bad, distorted thinking, and inappropriate behavior. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.